No matter what it is, you as a person think, I'm never gonna get through this. And I have. I lived in Staten Island until I was about 6 years old. And then my parents separated. At the time, like, my parents' divorce felt good. It felt very natural for my life. And I think it wasn't until I started to get a little bit older that I started to realize, like, okay, maybe this isn't all positive. Maybe there's some fighting here. I started to see things a little bit more. And that's when I think my parents' divorce started to affect me. The chaos in relationships was just comfortable for me because it's what I knew. So it felt okay to have that in a relationship. It felt like it was okay to not fully trust someone. And it wasn't until I got older and I started seeing other relationships that I started to realize that it's not okay to not trust someone. And it's not okay for someone to not fully respect you. An aha relationship in my life was my ex-fiance. At the time, I had come off a really long-term off and on relationship. I don't think I was ready to face the issues I had with myself yet, and I kind of fell into another relationship. And he made me feel so good about myself. We had fun. He charmed all my friends and my family, and it felt nice. And then slowly, the truth started to unfold about who he was, and he was a gambling addict. We got engaged and we were planning our wedding, and I knew inside I didn't feel like a bride. Like, a bride should be excited, she should be, so thrilled to be planning a wedding, and I didn't really care that much. And I knew like something was off, and finally I got to the point where I said, enough. I'm not going down this road. I'm not this kind of person. There's certainly no way I'm going to marry this kind of person and have a family with this kind of person. And I put my foot down and I walked away, and it wasn't a clean break. I struggled a little. I went back and forth for a few months. And then finally I said, no more. And at that point I looked at myself and I said, you're not dating yet. You're not ready to date yet. And I took quite a few months for myself where I just that wasn't even a thought in my mind. What was a thought in my mind was me. The biggest relationship that I struggled with was the relationship with myself. I didn't fully trust myself. I didn't fully respect myself. So until I was able to do those things, how could I expect a man to do those things for me? So I found that within myself, and then over time I realized I will never settle for a man that doesn't respect me. I will never settle for a man that I don't trust. After quite a few months of doing a lot of soul searching and a lot of self-love and respecting myself and envisioning what my future was going to look like, that's when I met Satoru, who is now my fiance. And this was the first man I've ever dated. He's honest. He's such a good person, like, to the core. He just has such a good soul. He has a huge heart. He's bright. He's caring. He's just a solid man. And I'm so excited to go on this journey with him and see him with our children and raise a family with him. So I could never have been with him or connected with a man like this if I didn't first take that time to connect with myself and know my worth. And now, because of that, we can go on this journey together. At the time of my parents' divorce, my dad was really quite successful in business, and my mom was not really working because she had been raising my sister and I, but because of a lot of custody battles and lawyer fees, my mom had to go back to work. So she had gone to work for this guy doing promotional products. And she had worked for this company, and I think at the time he had gone bankrupt. But my mom realized she was like kind of good at it. So she's like, I think I could do this on my own. So she started Creative Solutions, our company, from our dining room table. And I remember my sister and I would like play work. We would like take her papers. And I just remember like feeling like this little businesswoman. Like I wanted to emulate my mom. And over time, It actually started to get almost negative though, because my mom wasn't around much. So we'd have, nannies that would be with us, and we'd get super close with them, and they were like, our mom in a way, and they would cook us dinner. So I feel like at that point in my life, I was like missing my mom though. I wanted her to be home more. So I always kind of said, like, I'm never gonna be a mom like that. I'm never gonna like not be home with my kids. But after college, I went to work for my mom, and I had the worst work ethic ever. So I would like literally work on things for this one client, and then I would go take a nap in the other bedroom or watch like reruns of Sex and the City, and I would drive my mom freaking crazy. And I kind of like gradually just got out of the business, which was the best thing I ever did, because I had to work for other people, and I learned what it was like to really have a job. Now it's 8.5 years later, and I'm her best salesperson, and she's pretty proud of me. And the reason that it doesn't feel like work every day is because I truly am inspired by what I do. I've also met a ton of awesome women who are so strong and so passionate, but I'm definitely nervous about taking over the business. I feel like there's just so much pressure on me because you're in charge of people's livelihoods. Like, all of these women are gonna have jobs. I mean, they have families to support too. You can't mess it up. And my mom we've been around for 26 years. So, it's a long legacy that she's leaving to me. And the biggest pressure though is so personal, because I wanna be a mom and I'm super passionate about my business now, but all the women that have kids in our business, they keep saying, like, wait till you have kids, like, your priorities change. And I know that they will, but it scares me that my mom, like, I know that she had to sacrifice that for us because she was in a way a single mom, and she had to make ends meet. And it's gonna be a lot to balance, and that freaks me out terribly. But you see these women that truly do it all. And if they can do it, why can't I? The thing I love most about myself, my resilience. I think that no matter what it is, you as a person think, I'm never gonna get through this. And I have. And I do, and I will continue no matter what is thrown my way in life. I will get through it. And not will I just get through it, I will be better because of it. I will walk away stronger and taller and be a better person, and I can face anything that my life gives me.
I love you, Lorin.
I love you too.